You thought you had seen it all with celebrity scandals, but nothing could have readied fans for what Chrisean Rock dropped during a late-night live stream that went off the rails. She started by recounting her early morning flight. "I get on the flight at 5 a.m. by myself, haven't heard from him." Then, the very next day, she posted a review of a Lil Baby restaurant tasting. An offhand moment that felt less like a food critique and more like a courtroom confession. Her accusations were so shocking, so unbelievable, that at first, no one wanted to believe them until receipts began surfacing. Chrisean claimed that Lil Baby, one of hip-hop's biggest stars, did not just casually enter her life. Allegedly, he tried to involve her with a wealthy sugar daddy in exchange for money, influence, and twisted favors straight out of a dark Hollywood thriller. The way she delivered it, voice trembling one moment, blazing with fury the next, made it impossible to look away, leaving viewers glued to every word. Viewers described the moment as witnessing a car crash in slow motion. Chrisean Rock held nothing back. She was raw, unfiltered, and utterly unafraid to name names. Every hidden secret, every whispered scandal, spilled out like wildfire. Fans immediately flooded Twitter, disbelief written across every post. Screenshots spread like contagion, hashtags skyrocketed. Lil Baby's name was trending, but not for his music. Instead, it was tied to one of the most shocking and humiliating accusations any rapper could face. But this was more than just Chrisean venting. She insisted she had messages, proof, and a witness capable of destroying Lil Baby's reputation entirely. Even more disturbing, she alleged that the so-called sugar daddy wasn't just some anonymous rich figure, but a powerful industry insider who had been quietly backing Lil Baby's moves behind the scenes for years. Within minutes, chaos erupted. Calls were flying between publicists, lawyers were scrambling, and top industry executives were threatening to cut ties before the scandal spread further. Yet, it was already too late. Clips from her stream had been clipped, shared, and gone viral before she even ended. The public was divided. Some hailed her as a queen finally exposing the manipulation behind the curtain. Others argued she went too far, dragging Lil Baby into a firestorm that might be impossible to control. One thing was undeniable: this story was explosive, and it had only just begun. If Chrisean's claims were true, if Lil Baby had truly tried to sell her to a secret sugar daddy for twisted favors, this was no longer just rap drama. This was a scandal with the potential to shake the entire industry to its foundation. And then she delivered the chilling warning. Leaning into the camera, eyes blazing, she said, "Don't make me drop the recordings." Y'all ain't ready for that. The internet froze. The promise was clear. What was coming next was not mere gossip. It was betrayal, power, sex, and money, the darkest, ugliest corners of the game finally exposed. And if fans thought the story had peaked, they were in for a storm far worse than anything they had seen. Before we even get into the chaos Chrisean Rock unleashed, it is important to understand why this moment hit so hard and why the internet erupted the way it did. This was not just a random outburst. It was the culmination of years of messy reputations, tangled connections, and power moves within hip-hop's most toxic inner circles. Chrisean Rock is no stranger to controversy. From her tumultuous relationship with Blueface to courtroom dramas, public meltdowns, and shocking live streams, she has built a persona that is unpredictable, raw, and unfiltered. Love her or hate her, she commands attention. She is the type of personality that people cannot look away from, even as she burns bridges and turns the spotlight on herself. Every time the public thinks she has settled down, she detonates another bombshell, dragging the entire industry into her orbit. What makes her latest accusation against Lil Baby particularly explosive is context. Lil Baby has meticulously curated his image over the years, the street kid who rose to become Atlanta's golden boy, the savvy businessman who outmaneuvers the system, the rapper respected by both peers and brands. He has cultivated a persona of untouchability, effortlessly balancing mainstream appeal with street credibility. Yet, whispers about his private dealings have always lingered. Rumors circulated about sponsors quietly funding his moves, strange late-night meetings with powerful older men who never appear publicly but bankroll major plays. Fans dismissed these stories for years as envy or baseless conspiracy theories. When Chrisean spoke, however, she tore through all of it with conviction. She painted a chilling picture of a man allegedly using wealth and influence as bait to manipulate her into situations that blurred the line between opportunity and exploitation. The most shocking part, according to her, was that he allegedly framed this behavior as just how the industry works. That statement alone shattered the internet. It confirmed what many fans had long suspected, that the price of fame is not always talent, but submission to unseen forces pulling the strings. This context matters because of how fans perceive Chrisean versus Lil Baby. Yes, she is chaotic, but she is also raw and unpolished. She does not have media training, carefully rehearsed statements, or an army of lawyers shielding her. She speaks recklessly, yet in that recklessness, her audience hears something authentic, unfiltered truth that feels real, even when it is explosive. In an era where authenticity is everything, Chrisean's allegations landed with the force of a hurricane. Social media historians were quick to resurface the past, reminding fans that Lil Baby's name had floated through controversy before. The drama with Jada Chiefs, whispers of paying for silence when Dean leaked, and the rumors of ties to Atlanta's deep-pocketed political figures. Suddenly, all of that resurfaced, now threaded directly into Chrisean's live stream. Memes labeled it the missing puzzle piece, while conspiracy threads on Reddit exploded. She hadn't just exposed Lil Baby, she had pulled back the curtain on the entire machine that had kept him untouchable. This background made the accusations so incendiary. Lil Baby had spent years cultivating an image of independence, a self-made success story. But if Chrisean's claims were true, if there really was a wealthy backer funding his moves in exchange for twisted, humiliating arrangements, then everything the public thought they knew about him shattered. He was no longer Atlanta's golden boy. He looked like a pawn in someone else's game. The timing made it even more devastating. Right before Chrisean went live, Lil Baby was riding a high, big features, new music, hints of an upcoming tour, brand deals stacking up. He seemed poised to cement his legacy as one of the era's most important voices. Then, without warning, Chrisean hit the internet with accusations that didn't just question his personal choices, they attacked his independence, authenticity, and entire empire. Blogs picked it up instantly. This wasn't a petty outburst. This was Chrisean swinging a sledgehammer at the foundation of his carefully curated persona. She didn't deliver her claims in a calm, rehearsed tone. She screamed, cried, laughed, and wavered between emotions, creating a raw, unpredictable energy that made it feel less like a staged rant and more like a confessional meltdown. And in that chaos, viewers were glued to the screen. The more erratic she seemed, the more credible she appeared. Her past of explosive honesty, from Blueface drama to CPS battles to industry shade, convinced fans that, even if she exaggerated, a kernel of truth had to exist. The clash of their brands only intensified the impact. Lil Baby, polished, calculated, and shielded by PR and lawyers, versus Chrisean, raw, chaotic, and unfiltered. When these worlds collided, the messy one had nothing to lose, and the meticulous image of Lil Baby took the hardest hit. Fans had whispered about these rumors for years, but it took someone like Chrisean, reckless, fearless, willing to burn bridges, to drag them fully into the light. Now both reputations hung in the balance. For Lil Baby, the danger was appearing inauthentic, compromised, or beholden to shadowy forces. For Chrisean, it was being dismissed as unstable or chasing clout. But the collision of their histories transformed this from gossip into a full-blown war for the truth, and the internet picked sides in real time. The live that broke the internet didn't start with fireworks. Chrisean began pacing, muttering, her phone shaking, debating whether to even face the camera. Then, eyes raw and unflinching, she leaned in. "Y'all think these rappers really real? Think they rich just 'cause they hustled? Nah, let me tell y'all how they really eat." She slammed her hand on the table, voice trembling but fierce. Lil Baby tried to sell me like I was some throwaway chick to his rich sugar daddy. For threesomes. I am not making this up. The comment section erupted immediately. Viewers couldn't believe it. Receipts were already dropping. Screenshots and clips were circulating before she had even finished her sentences. Within minutes, the viewer count skyrocketed into the tens of thousands. Social media had caught fire, and the storm had only just begun. Then she went even further, refusing to hold back. She leaned into the camera, voice raw with anger and disbelief, and said, "This is how the industry works. This is how you move up. You let the man who bankrolls me get what he wants, and you'll never struggle again." Do y'all know how sick that is? Her tone was unpolished, furious, and urgent. She stumbled over her words, shouted, and dared Lil Baby to deny it. In a moment of intensity, she raised her phone, briefly flashing what appeared to be screenshots of messages. Though blurry, the images sent the internet into a frenzy. Fans paused, zoomed, and dissected every line. One phrase jumped off the screen: "Play your role, you'll eat forever." Twitter exploded with the screenshot, spawning memes mocking it as the ultimate humiliation for a rapper whose image had always been self-made. The storm grew as more messages, allegedly between Chrisean and Lil Baby, circulated, showing him allegedly pushing her toward the sugar daddy while dangling money, jewelry, and influence as incentives. Real or fake, the screenshots looked convincing enough that the internet ran with them. One line, "Don't trip. He's going to take care of you like he takes care of me," spread like wildfire, cementing the narrative that Baby might not be as independent as his public persona suggested. Then came the first major twist. Lil Baby's team tried to contain the damage. Within hours, they allegedly reached out to top blogs, offering clarifications and threatening legal action. But instead of quelling the story, their efforts acted like gasoline on a fire. Almost immediately, an anonymous audio clip surfaced on a gossip page, purportedly capturing Baby's voice in a private conversation. The clip contained the chilling line, "She's too wild, but she'd make him happy." You know how the game goes. Even skeptics couldn't ignore the timing. It felt, to many, like undeniable confirmation, leaving fans and the media scrambling to process the latest blow in a saga that had already consumed the culture. The stakes had shifted. It was no longer just Chrisean speaking. It was Chrisean armed with blurry screenshots, a questionable audio clip that sounded suspiciously like Lil Baby, and a trail of emerging evidence that his camp could not contain. The chaos escalated when a mysterious, now deleted Instagram account posted photos allegedly showing Baby at a lavish dinner with a much older, wealthy man. The captions implied this was the elusive sugar daddy. Fans who investigated claimed the man was a prominent Atlanta real estate mogul with political influence. Whether coincidence or intent, the connections began to form a narrative that left Baby's team scrambling by sunrise. Hashtags like #Baby'sSugarDaddy and #PlayYourRole began trending worldwide. TikTok creators leapt on the story, producing skits that mocked Baby, reenacting industry dinners where he begged his sugar daddy for chains and favors. Millions of viewers watched creators repeat Chrisean's chilling words, "Play your role, you'll eat forever." The tension ratcheted up when, allegedly, Baby called Chrisean during her live stream. Her phone lit up mid-broadcast, and she screamed at the screen, "Stop calling me, baby. You know what you did." The notion that he was watching in real time, panicking as she unveiled the scandal, turned the stream into cinematic chaos. The climax of her live came with Chrisean leaning into the camera, voice raw with rage and tears. "Warning, y'all think I'm lying? Still got the voice notes. Don't make me post them. You weren't ready for me, baby. I'll ruin you." The cliffhanger froze the internet. Did she really have recordings? Would she release them? Regardless, the accusations were already drowning him in public perception. By dawn, what began as one chaotic live stream had exploded into a cultural wildfire. Social media buzzed, blogs scrambled, and fans analyzed every detail. The story took an even darker turn when allegedly leaked group chat screenshots from Baby's inner circle began circulating. The conversations appeared to involve OO-adjacent industry execs, members of Baby's crew, and a mysterious contact labeled Big Boss. One line read, "She's too loud. Pay her off before she drops everything." Another warned, "Eat the pics. Clean the phones." He can't afford another scandal right now. Whether authentic or fabricated, the internet treated these screenshots as gospel. Reddit threads meticulously dissected every word, matching slang and typing styles to baby's known associates. Fans felt as if they were witnessing a frantic cover-up in real time. Celebrity reactions poured in. Tamar Braxton took to Twitter, posting, "Lord, these rappers will do anything for money. Protect these young women." Megan Thee Stallion liked a viral post exposing Atlanta rappers living double lives. The pressure mounted, and the narrative spun further, leaving Baby teetering on the edge of a scandal that seemed poised to engulf him completely. The chaos reached a fever pitch when even 50 Cent, master of online provocation, jumped in, reposting a meme of Baby captioned, "Play your role, LOL." When 50 piles on, everyone knows the culture smells blood. But the revelation that truly sent shockwaves came from an alleged insider. A woman on TikTok with 40,000 followers posted a tearful confession. "I stayed quiet for years, but seeing Christians speak out, I can't anymore. Baby tried the same thing with me. Same rich man, same creepy dinners, same promises, never struggle again." Within hours, her video went viral, racking up millions of views. Fans flooded the comments, screaming, two women saying the same thing. "He's done." Skeptics tried to dismiss it, but then another woman spoke up, and then another. Soon, a wave of testimonies hinted that Baby's alleged sugar daddy arrangements weren't isolated incidents, they were a pattern. TikTok compilations emerged, piecing together old photos, interviews, and defensive moments from Baby, reinforcing the narrative. This scandal had grown far beyond Christian versus Baby. It threatened to redefine public perception of one of hip-hop's biggest stars. Baby's silence only made matters worse. Instead of issuing a direct response, his team released vague statements about clout chasing and false narratives. In the world of online drama, silence equals guilt. Adding fuel to the fire, blogs dug up photos of Baby with the same wealthy real estate mogul Chrisean alleged as the sugar daddy at Atlanta Hawks games, at galas, smiling in tailored suits. On their own, the images were innocuous. In context, they appeared damning. The storm intensified when a new audio clip emerged, this time Chrisean's voice. In it, she allegedly recounted to a friend the night Baby propositioned her. He said, "Don't worry, he ain't going to touch you crazy. It's just how I move. This man takes care of me. He can take care of you." Even if staged, the clip fit perfectly into the narrative. Fans devoured it, interpreting it as proof that Baby may have exploited multiple women. The conversation shifted. The hashtags evolved from hashtag #playerrole to hashtag #whoelsebaby and hashtag #exposetheindustry. TikTok threads questioned how many careers were built on similar arrangements and how many women had been silenced. Mainstream outlets like Rolling Stone and Billboard jumped in. Headlines screamed, "Lil Baby caught in sugar daddy scandal after Christian Rock's explosive claims." CNN aired a segment framing the story as part of a larger discussion on exploitation in music. Adding to the drama, a fake but believable contract allegedly tying Baby to a consulting firm run by the mogul circulated online. The document referenced personal services and ongoing obligations. Obviously doctored, yet fans accepted it as proof of shady foundations supporting Baby's career. By week's end, his brand was in freefall. Spotify streams dipped, sponsors paused campaigns, and social media sentiment had shifted. The public frenzy was unprecedented. Twitter/X became ground zero, with hashtags like #BabySugarDaddy, #playerrole, and #wasn't-self-made trending. Memes proliferated Baby's face photoshopped on a leash held by an older man, captions reading "Industry Secrets Revealed." TikTok stitched Chrisean's live streams with user reactions, racking up millions of views. Clips highlighted Baby's old interviews, overlaying Chrisean's words, "Play your role, you'll eat forever." The line became a cultural catchphrase, a punchline, and a dagger all at once. Even influencers outside hip-hop weighed in. One with 5 million followers posted, "I don't know much about rap, but if what Christian said is true, that's not hip-hop. That's human trafficking energy." Comments erupted with arguments, some defending Baby, others declaring him finished. Industry reactions stung the hardest. Tamar Braxton tweeted, "I wasn't lying when I said these rappers sell more than music." Joe Budden dedicated an entire podcast episode, framing the scandal as systemic. "This ain't about Christian. This is the whole game." Charlemagne the God laughed on The Breakfast Club, remarking on the absurdity of Baby's predicament, though fans suspected his laughter masked a darker awareness. He might know more about these hidden industry machinations than he let on. The stage was set. Baby's carefully constructed empire teetered under the weight of allegations, social media scrutiny, and viral evidence. Christian's recklessness collided with his polished image, and the result was a scandal that transcended gossip. It became a cultural reckoning. Even 50 Cent could not resist jumping into the chaos. He reposted a meme of Baby with the caption, "Role Player of the Year." Fans instantly recognized the signal. Once 50 got involved, the humiliation was permanent. The public reaction split sharply. Baby's supporters scrambled to defend him, insisting Christian was chasing clout, exaggerating, or outright lying. One fan wrote, "She'll say anything for views." Baby still runs Atlanta. But the louder voices belong to those convinced by Christian's account. This explains everything. They argued the flashy chains, the sudden access, the rapid rise. Christian had simply voiced what others had been too afraid to say. Then the panic spread to Baby's business dealings. Blogs reported that one of his sneaker endorsements was under review. A viral, but fake, screenshot of an email allegedly from the brand circulated, reading, "We need to reassess our position until further clarity is provided." Whether authentic or not, the perception alone made Baby's carefully built empire appear fragile. Mainstream media soon weighed in. Rolling Stone ran a headline, "Christian Rock's explosive claims put Lil Baby in the crosshairs of exploitation allegations." CNN used the scandal to pivot into a discussion about power, money, and coercion in the music industry. Once the story left hip-hop blogs and hit mainstream outlets, it became more than gossip. It became narrative. The industry reaction escalated further. An anonymous producer told a gossip site that rumors of Baby's sugar daddy arrangements had circulated in Atlanta for years. "Christian just pulled the curtain back," he said. That single comment spread like wildfire. Suddenly, Baby wasn't merely defending himself. He was fighting to protect his entire legacy. The public was divided. On one side, fans begged Christian to release the recordings she had promised. On the other, voices cautioned her to stay quiet for her own safety. "Sis, they don't play about secrets like this. Protect yourself." Others warned, industry secrets get people hurt. The reactions were no longer just commentary. They were fear, outrage, disbelief, and a culture split straight down the middle. Meanwhile, Baby remained silent as memes tore into his image, as brands allegedly pulled away, as more women came forward claiming similar experiences. His silence only added fuel to the fire, making Christian's account feel increasingly credible. Then came whispers of a final, devastating twist, something that could end Baby's career overnight. The tipping point arrived with a leaked contract draft. An anonymous source sent documents to a gossip blog, claiming they were from Baby's management. The draft detailed consultation fees, exclusive arrangements, and the chilling phrase, "access to talent subject to negotiation." Fans scrutinized every detail, connected dots, and many swore the signature matched Baby's manager. Authentic or not, the internet treated it as proof. The final blow came when a man claiming to be part of Baby's own security team spoke out in a TikTok live. Half-hidden, voice-altered, he declared, "Christian ain't lying. Y'all don't even know the half. That dinner she talked about, I was there. I saw the old man. I saw Baby trying to calm her down. They've been doing this for years." The video spread like wildfire, amassing millions of views before deletion. Screenshots exploded across social media, and fans were convinced. Someone on the inside had confirmed the truth. Baby's empire, once untouchable, was now on the brink of collapse. Then, as if destiny itself had scripted it, Chrisean returned to Instagram with yet another chilling warning. She stared directly into the camera and said, "Y'all are not ready. The recording I have, it's not just him talking. It's both of them. Baby and his sugar daddy. Don't make me drop it." For a moment, the entire internet seemed to pause. If that recording truly existed, if it contained conversations directly implicating Baby, the consequences could be catastrophic, not just for his image or credibility, but for his career, his endorsements, and even his alliances within the industry. Fans flooded the comments, pleading, "Drop it." And now, the weight of the situation rested squarely on her. After the explosive livestream, the alleged DMs, the blurry receipts, the audio leaks, the sugar daddy photos, and multiple stepping forward, the whispers about this secret recording could obliterate Lil Baby's entire empire. So, what really happened? Do you believe Christian Rock has unmasked one of the darkest truths in the music business, that behind the fame, the luxury, and the hits, powerful men are manipulating the game and rappers are just playing their assigned roles? Or is this simply another wild Christian rant, exaggerated for clout, with the internet running wild? The stakes are higher than ever. If the recording she teased actually drops, capturing both Baby and his alleged sugar daddy, could Lil Baby survive the fallout? Could he spin it, rebuild, and protect his empire, or would it be the definitive end of his career as fans know it? And the whispers growing louder are even more alarming. Baby might not be alone. Some claim that other rappers, perhaps even bigger names, could be entangled in the same kinds of arrangements. If Christian's allegations are just the tip of the iceberg, this scandal could open a door the industry has fought to keep sealed for decades. So, what's your take? Is Baby guilty of exploiting women to maintain his empire? Is Christian fearless for speaking out or reckless for playing with fire? And most importantly, if that roleplayer_truth.mpp3 recording truly exists, should she release it, even if it puts her in danger? Make your voice heard in the comments. Your opinion fuels this story. Hit that like button if you believe Christian is about to dismantle an empire. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to witness the next chapter unfold in real time, because when the next twist drops, it promises to shake the culture even harder. This is far from over. Buckle up, this saga has only just begun.